Yeah, I have the honor of introducing Brian, that he's been heckling me for the last 20 minutes, so I'm thinking about just tossing this and making up my own bio. What do you think? Anyway, I have the honor of introducing Brian Gorsich. Got to know him over the last year. Good guy. He's a dedicated advocate for the National MS Society, trustee of the Greater Illinois Market and Central Illinois Community Council Chair. He was diagnosed with MS 45 years ago. He uses his experience to inspire and support others through fundraising events, community engagement, fostering connections to create a lasting impact. Brian is also a volunteer at Peoria Heights Helping Hands. Born and raised in West Peoria, currently lives in Washington, Illinois, with the love of 19 years, Cindy Kennel. He has Mitzi, the Wonder Cat, 3 butterfly koi, and 10 goldfish. Brian enjoys water gardening, barbecuing, and spending time with family and friends. Brian.
Give me a second here to pull up my notes. And thank you, Greg, for the introduction and a warm welcome from the Peoria Rotary Club North. I truly feel like I'm among family here, united in the motto, service before self. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and look forward to connecting with everyone. The National MS Society has many arms, and it would take all day for me to cover. So I've compiled a series of slides along with a few videos that I think you will find interesting and informative. My hope is that you leave today both educated and both with education and inspiration, gaining a deeper understanding of MS and the work being done to support those affected. Let's get started. At the Society, we begin all of our meetings with our vision and mission statement and our idea statement. The National MS Society exists because there are over 1 million people in the U.S. who wake up every day to face the challenges of this disease, and many others who will be diagnosed in the future. Our mission is to cure this disease while making sure every person with MS has what they need to live their best lives. So with the support with organizations like the Rotary and each one of you individuals, we realize we can have a world free of multiple sclerosis. So the National MS Society has expanded its diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI statement to the IDEA statement, incorporating inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. This change reflects a broader commitment to fostering a more inclusive and accessible environment for all individuals impacted by MS. To fully understand the work of the Society, we must start where it all began. Our organization was formed more than 79 years ago by a young woman named Sylvia Lowry, who recognized the need for an organized effort to fund research into a cure, treatment, and cause of MS after her brother was diagnosed with this disease. In 1946, she gathered 20 of the nation's most prominent research scientists and founded what would become the National MS Society. So if you think about that timeline, folks, it was a time when we had a cure for polio. So the excitement of finding a cure for multiple sclerosis, we thought was in our grasp. But because of her efforts, today we have quicker diagnosis, treatments to slow progression, greater awareness and understanding of the disease. A passionate and supportive community, the Society has been driving force in this progress. I get choked up every time. So, next slide. There's this guy. So this year marks the 25th anniversary of my diagnosis of relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. It's a journey that began unexpected when I was young, just 35 and 10 months into a new job, cherishing life's adventures. Suddenly waking up one morning with walking and balance issues shifted my world. After a series of tests, I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. Over the years, through continuous physical and drug therapies and invaluable guidance of the National MS Society Navigator Program, I've transitioned from being bedridden to utilizing various assistive devices. There we go. It gets better. So in 2013, an F4 tornado ravaged our home, thrusting me into a fight or flight moment. Amidst the chaos, a man in a yellow safety vest appeared, offering assurance and aid. What followed was a wave of support from hundreds, then thousands of volunteers, restoring my faith and installing a profound belief in the power of human kindness. From that pivotal moment, I have dedicated myself to giving back and making a difference. Volunteering with the National MS Society, engaging in research with esteemed institutions, leading support groups, captaining walk MS teams, advocating for MS legislation, participating in bike events, and sitting on several national committees have all been my calling. You get paid for that. Recently, I was honored to chair the National MS Society Central Illinois Community Council and voted a trustee for the Greater Illinois Market, roles that I embrace wholeheartedly. Now that we've covered the who's who, let's get into the what's what. Next slide.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease that impacts the brain and spinal cord, which make up the central nervous system that controls everything we do, whether it's taking a physical step or solving a complex problem. The exact cause of MS is unknown, but we do know that something triggers the immune system to attack the brain and spinal cord. The resulting damage to myelin that insulates wire-like nerve fibers is a disruption of signals to and from the brain. This interruption of communication signals causes unpredictable symptoms such as numbness, tingling, mood changes, memory problems, pain, fatigue, blindness, or paralysis. Everyone's experience with MS is different, and these losses may be temporary or long-lasting. Most people initially have relapsing remitting MS, where they experience attacks of new symptoms followed by periods of time when those symptoms go away partially or completely. Others experience gradual and ongoing loss of function without distinct attacks, which is known as progressive MS. MS can be difficult to diagnose, but once a diagnosis is confirmed by a neurologist who is knowledgeable about MS, there are disease-modifying therapies for reducing attacks and slowing down the damage. Growing evidence suggests that early and ongoing treatment with a disease-modifying therapy is an important defense against future attacks. There are also treatment strategies to address some MS symptoms. Options are still limited for slowing down or stopping progressive MS. Worldwide research is accelerating the discovery of how to slow down or even stop progressive MS, how to repair nervous system damage and restore function, wellness strategies such as exercise and diet that can help people with MS to live their best lives, and the exact cause of MS so that it may be prevented for future generations. To learn more about multiple sclerosis, connect with others to drive research for a cure, and to address the challenges of everyone affected by MS, visit nationalmssociety.org or call 1-800-344-4867.
So, like the video showed, it didn't really tell it all. So anywhere there's a nerve in your body, MS can affect. Of course, we always want to touch on the organs that we all need to survive every day, but there's a lot of symptoms, of course, that are never even seen or expressed. So next slide. So this is our national footprint. We have a presence in all states, 31 chapters, working seamlessly without borders. In the U.S., 100% of the people affected by MS have access to an MS navigator who will partner with them to address individual and challenges and concerns. And we have 300 plus district activist leaders with 35,000 MS activist network members, me being one of them, working to protect and expand access to affordable, high-quality health care. Next slide. So the National Multiple Sclerosis Society is dedicated to achieving a world free of MS. The society is also committed to being an exceptional steward of our funds and resources entrusted to us in order to achieve that vision. As such, we encourage everyone who shares our vision to be fully informed and confident in their choice to support the National MS Society. Take a look below at the companies who provide information and evaluations of charitable organizations. We have the National Health Council Standards of Excellence. The National MS Society meets the highest standards of accountability, ethical practice, organizational effectiveness, and good public stewardship. The National MS Society meets all 20 Better Business Bureau Wise Giving Alliance standards. The MS Society's charity score is 95%, earning it a 4-star rating. If this organization aligns with your passions and values, you can give with confidence. So, and our guide star rating is a platinum transparency. This is a great slide of all the life-changing impact. So the National Multiple Sclerosis Society is the largest MS organization in the world. Over 8.6 million engage with the society each year. We continue to make progress toward MS cures by breaking down global barriers and bringing all perspectives to the table. All right, what are the pathways to cures? That's what we all want to do. So the Pathways to Cures roadmap was refined during a global summit of nearly 200 academic and industry scientists, healthcare providers, policymakers, funders, and people with MS from 15 countries. Every major global stakeholder in MS research has endorsed the refined roadmap, and for the first time, many of these organizations are also aligning their research agendas to it. Next slide. So this is a snapshot of our market. The Greater Illinois market provides information, connections, and support resources to all affected by multiple sclerosis so they can live their best lives. Make sure I'm on the right slide here. A question I get is, does the money raised stay in Illinois? To that I ask, does multiple sclerosis stay in Illinois? So this slide gives us an overview, kind of the breakdown of the investment the National MS Society makes in Illinois. So we service 73 counties. We fund $2,714,350 in research for 7 studies that are going on with right here in Illinois. We have 3,378 plus activists in Illinois, 16 self-help groups, and 7 partners in care. With our country facing a shortage of neurologists and MS specialists, we are very fortunate to have in Peoria, Illinois Neurological Institute, Douglas Juvenile, Dr. Tiffany Fernada, Nurse Tia Smith, and Nurse Ann Hadley, all at Illinois Neurological Institute. In Bloomington, we have at Christie Clinic, Dr. Barry Griskin, Springfield Clinic in Peoria and Springfield, Dr. Venezuela, and then asked me to put in those Northern Illinois, you know, nothing exists above Interstate 80 to us, right? So consults in neurology, Northwestern Medicine has an MS center, North Shore University Health System has an MS center, University of Chicago has an MS center, and Advocate Lutheran Hospital has an MS center. Very fortunate. And so the Central Illinois MS Community Network is a support group arm of the Central Illinois. We launched in 2017 and were voted Program Support Volunteer of the Year in 2018. So who we are, of course, we're a National MS Society affiliated group. We strive to live our best lives. We can create an environment for all touched by MS. What we do is we educate each other by sharing personal experiences, invite area experts to share our knowledge and improve our lives. We work together to support each other, raise awareness, participate in fundraising, along with research and activism. Wrong way. Skipped one, I think. That's the one. So my partner in crime back there, Sean, he's on our newest member of our community council, and each community council is made up of a group of passionate volunteers who work to generate revenue, increase community awareness, and engage local leaders. Each community council is unique based on the needs and resources and challenges facing our community. So we're kind of like the boots on the ground for the National MS Society. Next slide. Just a little lineup of some of our events that we have for 2025. Coming up in March 9th through the 15th is MS Awareness Week. We'll be lighting the Murray Baker Bridge on March 10th, and we're inviting you all to come out from 4 to 7 and join us at the Putt Club in East Peoria. Meet some of the MS community and have some fun. March 29th, we're in Bloomington with our community partners, Carl Health and Fitness, breaking down barriers to physical activity by Dr. Haddad. May 17th, which I'm asking you all to come down to the beautiful Peoria riverfront and join us for Walk MS Peoria. It's been here for over 38 years. Did you all know that? Nope. You do now. And then May 30th, we're working with the Park District to do a little bike ride on the Rock Island Trail. And then that will be a wraparound event to Bike MS Tour de Farms, which is held up in Maple Park, Illinois every year, right outside of St. Charles. And Kuiper's Family Farm, if you can imagine Tanner's Orchard on steroids, this is Kuiper's. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. So Walk MS, next slide. Oh, what? Look, I'm sorry, go back one. Thanks for stopping me on that. So after our ride up at Maple Park, all focus will be on October 4th, is when we come together to beat the funk out of MS with Dexter O'Neill in the Funk Yard, as you all are very familiar with him. Brings a lot of energy to the show. It's a costume contest, dance contest. We're going old school funk. So break out your polyester, your platforms, and come on down and join us. Now we can go. And of course, we'll have a patient and provider symposium in October, where we'll have an educational program for the providers in our area, and then the afternoon session will be for all of our patients. Walk MS 2025 Peoria has a new feel and look, all based around circles of support. We are recruiting friends, family teams, corporate teams, volunteers, sponsors. We don't charge to join us in our day of celebration, but we do encourage fundraising and provide you all the tools to make it happen.
At Walk MS, family, friends, and loved ones come together to celebrate the strength of the MS community. As the signature fundraising event for the National MS Society, Walk MS is the largest nationwide gathering of the MS community. With events across the nation, engage with more than 100,000 participants, including people with MS, their families, and supporters, all moving together towards a better future for everyone affected by MS.
Walk MS shows us that there are thousands of people out there, and they're just going through life just like we are. We're not alone, in other words.
It just feels good to be a part of a community that is loving and welcoming and just relentless.
I think the most impactful thing that kind of brought tears to my eyes, I think, was when they said if you have MS, to raise your circle. And knowing that there were so many people there to support them was amazing.
It was like a sea of circles, never-ending love, you know?
That's our support group.
I think a great thing is that Walk Day brings visibility to an invisible disease.
And then the walk itself is just that big boost, and I can ride that high for the rest of the year, honestly.
Your company and your employees can be a part of something truly powerful. When you partner with Walk MS, you align with a recognized, trusted national nonprofit and other reputable corporate brands. You show your employees, customers, and the communities you serve that doing good is at the core of your business. And you demonstrate your commitment to changing the world for every person affected by MS.
A cure is on the line for me.
For me.
A cure is on the line, and we can get there together. Join us.
So, of course, with all of walk events couldn't happen unless we had our volunteers. Some great information, some of the volunteer roles were listed there. This sign-up form will be attached to be sent out to everybody. So if you're interested in coming on down and helping us out, we'd love to have you. Next one is our Central City Cyclers. That's our Bike MS cycling team that goes up to Maple Park every year. Bike MS is the world's largest cycling fundraising series, with over 40,000 cyclists and more than 4,000 teams participate around the country for people with MS. 50 rides across the U.S. with experiences, all types of experiences. 2 of the rides are even voted best rides in the nation by USA Today. So one of our little side projects was 3 years ago, I was part of a tour in the 61605 zip code, highlighting the blight in the south end of Peoria. After touring the 61605, showing all the abandoned and burned out buildings, I began thinking how the National MS Society and Community Council can get involved in helping our community. First, to begin as a service project, the idea was the volunteers would clean up the lot where McKinley Grade School, located 1201 West Adrian G. Hinton Avenue. We're moving over the older growth, making the corner safer for the surrounding neighborhood. Property was tied up in the courts for years. So, scanning through here, I approached the Friends of Proctor, Iron Workers Local 112, Build Peoria, Union Sisters of Central Illinois, West Central Building Trades, Bike Peoria, and Sovereign Missionary Grace Baptist Church And this is what we produced out of an iron fence that was installed in 1904 in our 605. The first bike rack there on the left, of course, is at Sovereign Grace Missionary Baptist Church, across from Proctor Center. And the beautiful rainbow colored one is at Bicycle Safety Town, donated to our park district. So we're very excited to be not only serving our patients, but serving our community. I'm going to skip over this one real quick. We do another very special arm to me is the work the society does to support veterans living with MS. This is through a collaborative relationship with other organizations who serve veterans. 2019, National MS Society signed a memorandum of agreement, MOA, which strengthened our ability to work together.
We are a movement by and for people affected by multiple sclerosis.
Until we end this disease forever, we will do whatever it takes
to accelerate breakthroughs.
We believe that we are stronger together.
That nobody should face MS alone.
We will be by your side every step of your journey.
From day one.
We'll be your partner through the challenges.
Sharing ideas and finding solutions.
We believe
that people live better lives
when they are understood and supported.
It's hard to hear.
But you look so good.
When you feel anything but.
Or to feel like MS is the only thing people see. We will be there for your loved ones so they can be there for you.
We'll shine a light on what it means to live with MS.
Till the rest of the world understands.
We believe that everyone deserves affordable medications.
A doctor who knows MS.
And a healthcare system that puts you first.
You should never have to choose
between paying your bills
and getting the care you need.
We will make sure your voice is heard loud
and clear.
We'll be your champion
from the halls of Congress
to City Hall.
We believe that you should be able to plan for the next 10 years.
Even the next 10 minutes.
Without MS getting in the way.
Complex problems take many solutions.
Coming together in just the right way.
We'll be there to help you piece it all together.
We'll work every day
so you can get what you want from life.
Even while living with this disease.
We believe that no one else should have to face the fear
and uncertainty
of an MS diagnosis.
And that those that have MS
should get back what they've lost.
Curing this disease
takes a global effort.
We will fund the most
promising leads
and gather the brightest minds
to find a cure
as fast as possible.
We'll be unrelenting
until the very
end.
We believe
that we all have something to contribute.
Whether it's time,
money,
connections,
or sheer passion,
there is strength
in numbers.
We're calling on you to join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Find your place in this movement.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you.
Together, we will create a world free of MS.